it's time to head off to an island, which, I mean, technically, get away from there, Bug. They're already on an island because Japan's just a big island.
Yeah.
And they're going to go to a smaller island, which I don't actually know how small of an island this place is.
Yeah, I don't either.
Because I don't know where they mentioned, I think, where they're from, but I don't think this Wikia has anything about that.
Yeah, I have
So I
no
could not
idea.
tell you where. Where? Where? Yeah, if we were smarter, we would have noted that down, but also I'm not smart.
Whoops.
Whoops, indeed. Hello, welcome to this week's episode of Jared Now Watch Love Live Superstar. I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Allen Ladium.
Hello.
This is episode number 5. We are talking about season 1, episode number 5, called Passion Island.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there was a lot of preconceived notions in the preview for this episode that just we were completely wrong about.
Yes.
Like, I was like, oh, this is going to be a beach episode the whole time. No.
No.
They're, like, on the beach for, like, 5 minutes, if that.
If that.
I mean, next week it could be more of that because they'll be there for longer, I guess. Spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. Interesting. But, yes, hello. Well, let's talk about this week's episode. We begin with Chisato is dancing in the dance studio at school, doing her thing. And then a teacher's like, hey, come talk. I want to talk to you. There's a competition. The school wants someone to enter. What if you wanted to enter it? And then she's like, let me look at my phone and my calendar. Look at all these dates I got marked down. I'll get back to you on this. And then we go into the School Idol Festival opening song.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's all I think of when I hear that song anymore. I don't associate it with this being the opening. I'm like, oh, that's the song that plays at the beginning of School Idol Festival.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the other gals, which Chisato now in tow as well, are looking out at the roof and are like trying to go outside to practice, but they're like, it's too hot.
Yeah.
Because, man, it's a hot one.
It's a hot one. There's no AC up there. And Cuckoo's like, oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. We'll just go out. It's cool.
And then also her and Sumire get into an argument because they're just bickering at each other.
Gremlin party here.
The Gremlin party. Cuckoo also knows about the isopod, and Sumire just yells at Colin's like, what did you say to her? And she's like, oh, she just wanted to know, I'm sorry.
She was really curious.
Cuckoo mentions as well that they need to practice because the Love Live qualifiers are coming up, and Sumire is like, who cares? This is an amateur competition. I don't care about that. Cuckoo's like, Love Live is even bigger than ever. It's going to be even more participants than ever. What are you talking about? And Sumeri's like, whatever.
It's that show business.
Showbiz. So yeah, so Cuckoo falls over and then they bring her back in and Sumire has to fan her to cool her off. And they're trying to find a place to go practice that's not their club room or outside. And they're like, well, what if we get one of the music places and just practice in there? We could get Chisato to go ask, and Kanon's like, I don't really feel comfortable doing that. And then they have to play Junkin to decide who gets to fan Cuckoo some more. And Sumire loses again.
Yep.
And then Cuckoo just like wakes up and is like, start fanning, loser. And then she just power fans her.
It was funny.
So basically they just leave school and go to Kanon's place because there's air conditioning there. And just hang out for a bit, and Cuckoo gets a giant shaved ice thing. Brain freezes herself a lot. And they just relax there trying to figure out another place to practice. And then the gals from Sunny Passion just show up. And
Yeah, they're
Cuckoo's
just
like,
there.
oh my god, 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 I'm gonna fangirl.
Woo!
Ooh, So Sunny Passion shows up and they're like, hey, we're doing a summer festival thing on our island. We came by to ask if you wanted to come perform with us, as a cool thing to do. And they're like, all right. And they're like, well, Love Live it's not a Love Live thing. So it's like, this will just be a fun thing to do. And then they're like, okay, why don't we just go do this? That'll be fun. Also, they've tried to decide that maybe they could go to Sumire's shrine, but she's like, well, I mean, there's space, but it's like it's not really a lot of space. And Cuckoo's like, We just need a little bit of space, you know, the size of a cat forehead. We'll be fine.
Size of a cat forehead.
And Sumeri's just like, what? So they leave Kanon's place, and Sunny Passion are like, hey, we wanted to practice while we were here. Is there any place to go practice? And Cuckoo's like, take us there now to Sumire. So it's like, okay, I guess. So Sunny Passion does a little performance for them, and Cuckoo brought her giant picture of them and also light sticks. And is just having the time of her life. And the other two are just like, that was a good performance.
And I mean, good for her. Let her fangirl.
She's living her life. She also is just like, this is the best moment ever. I can die happy.
Yep.
I am very good with this. So they all Sunny Passion asks Kanon and the others like, hey, what's your training regimen and everything? And they're like, we're not trying to divulge secrets or anything. It's fine. We were just curious, you know, because you did that performance and everything. It's fine. And then Chisato's like, hey, I've got it on my phone here and everything. So they look at that and they're like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Yeah, all right. Anyways, you want to go for a run? So they're like, let's go run. And the others are like in their school uniforms. And it's like, oh, God, we're going to get them all sweaty. Gross.
Gross.
But Cuckoo's like, I'm going. It's just like puts the picture over her head and just runs.
Yep.
And they're just like, all right, I guess. And then after that, Sunny Passion have to go home. So they leave. And then Chisato's like, hey, I got to go do something. I'll catch up with y'all.
Bye.
She runs after Sunny Passion and is like, hey, I want to talk to you real quick. What do you think their chances are of winning Love Live? And they like, the other two look at each other like, I mean, winning Love Live's hard. It's not going to be easy, but also like, they're missing something. And we kind of figured that out once you showed us their training schedule, because you are, you know, their coach, quote unquote, and you're not a part of them. So basically you're teaching them dance, but their dance isn't their own. They're not making it something that they can, you know, claim essentially. So until they're able to do that, they're not going to be able to take that next step in order to be very competitive in Love Live. Mm-hmm. But they're like, if you joined them, I think that's a different story entirely. All right, later, bye. And then Chisato's just like, and then sees an ad for the dance competition. And it's just like, struggling. And then like the next day she's like, hey, I'm not coming with you to the thing. I got my own thing. All right, goodbye. Let's go get packed and head off on our separate journeys.
Yep.
So the girls gather early in the morning to go there. Chisato sees them off and everything. They go on a boat to head to this island and head off. And Cuckoo gets sick on the boat, where she just lays around and sleeps.
Seasickness.
Yeah, she's like, ugh.
They give her a water bottle. She just kind of like cuddles with it.
Yes. They go to sleep, and then Sumire wakes up and notices Kanon's missing. So she finds her like on the deck of the boat doing yoga poses, and Kanon's like, shut up, don't talk to me. Trying to find lyrics.
With no pants on.
I think she just had shorts. It was just a long shirt with shorts.
Basically,
I'm guessing that's what it was, but it did look like she just didn't have pants on.
She's dressed like 98% of the girls who go to UA right now. Like all of them dress like that.
Not surprising.
Long shirt, very short shorts, so it looks like you're just not wearing pants. It's pretty funny.
So yeah, she's basically like, yeah, I'm trying to figure out lyrics. I can't figure them out. I usually can find lyrics if I do these weird poses and everything. So that's what I'm trying to do. They get to the island. Sunny Passion welcomes them and everything. Cuckoo brings them a gift. And Sumire's like, oh, I guess, you know, you actually know how to do proper things once in a while. They decide that they're going to take the first day and just, you know, show them around, let them have a good time and relax and everything. So they, like, run around the island. They jump into a river, which is mostly the girls falling into the river because Kanon gets spooked by the shark-toothed girl.
God, the shark weirds me out.
It is something. They look at some cool views. Sumire loses her hat, then her hat finds her way back onto her head.
Which is nice.
Mm-hmm. And then they finish the day off at a hot spring. And then they're like, hey, so the next couple days we're just going to practice for the concert and everything, so be ready for that. We should probably get a lot of sleep tonight. And Kanon and the girls are like, all right, okay. And then they have to fight over who gets, because there was only 2 beds, but free lodging. So they have to fight over who gets the single bed. So Cuckoo and Sumire decide that they're going to fight this out. And Cuckoo's like, all right, we'll play Junkin again. And Sumire's like, no, I'll lose. How about some fortunes? And Cuckoo's like, no, you've rigged that somehow probably. I'm not buying that. And then they're like, okay, what if we do thumb wrestling? And then Cuckoo's like, I'll have you know I'm an expert thumb wrestler as taught by my mother.
Yubi.
Yubi Sumo. So they get ready to thumb wrestle. And then Sumire just surprises her and kisses her on the cheek and then is like, it covers her and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Galaxy, I win.
Yep.
And Cuckoo's like, wait a minute. That wasn't fair.
But I need to sleep with a wall by my left side.
And then Kanon's in the other bed by herself, just like, go to bed. They're like, wait a minute. How did you get the bed by yourself? And then, so Cuckoo and Sumire have to sleep in the same bed. And Cuckoo's just like, wall. Wakes up and also finds Kanon missing again.
Also, there were the fortunes between the two of them.
The barrier.
The barrier is the fortunes.
So she goes out to the beach and finds Kanon doing yoga poses again, and basically kind of the same shtick where Kanon's like, yeah, I'm trying to find lyrics and everything. Also, I'm trying to figure out what Chisato is to me.
Yeah.
And put that into a song. And she talks about how, like, when they were younger, Chisato was like, I want to find something that's my own, like you have with singing, so I can do something that's the opposite of you, essentially. Kind of like the opposite of the Chika-Yo relationship, where Yo secretly wanted to do something with Chika this whole time, and Chisato's like, I want to find something that I have passion for. That's uniquely mine, but also, like, that I can have a love for, like you do with singing, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So Kanon's just like trying to figure all this out and put her feelings into words and everything. And then at the end of the episode, we see Chisato getting ready to like do dance practice and everything. And then there's a slip in her bag that is from the school that says like school wit, because we don't see the entirety of the title of this page or everything. It's like, dear students, but then we don't really see what it is and anything.
Right.
And that's how we end the episode. So yeah, we'll get this performance next episode maybe, or just continue building to it, and then maybe the episode after or whatever. Who knows? Because we have to figure out how Kanon's gonna get lyrics and everything and all that sort of stuff, and what Chisato's gonna do as she's doing her struggle of trying to juggle her dancing and whether or not she actually wants to be a school idol with the gals and whatnot. Got some conundrums coming up.
I will say that I am very happy that it didn't lean heavily into the like queer baiting like I expected them to here.
Yeah. It was more or less Sumire just being
a gremlin.
A little
yeah.
And just being like, hey, I'll just do this to throw her off. So yeah, I also appreciated that.
Yeah.
I'm
surprised.
surprised.
I was worried last week after seeing that preview.
Yeah, exactly. We both were. I was surprised that they went full on into like showing off the rivals this early.
Yeah.
And also how like they're not the traditional rivals where they're like, oh, we're going to be kind of snobby to you. They're more just like, hey, you want to do some fun stuff together?
What's up?
Let's have some fun and everything. So that's like a little different thing from what the usual Love Live formula is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. Unless there's a turn later on, which that's the thing. I'm like waiting for the other shoe to drop on that. I'm like, all right, when are they gonna like do something weird here? Yeah, but also like it kind of plays into the same idea of like, I think when we talked about original Love Live, how like Arise would be like had all this data on Muse and everything because like they studied up on them. This gives Sunny Passion a way to sneakily do that.
Yep.
In the guise of being friendly and everything.
Yep.
Which if you are a battle-hardened, and it's not really the word I'm looking for, but like if you're experienced, there you go, experienced group like they are, and known throughout the school idol ranks and everything, they're gonna know how to do that. So it's a way for them to do that, but also like from what we've seen so far, they just seem kind of nice.
Yeah, so far.
So that's cool. And then, there's the whole thing with the end of the episode. So what do you think that letter is? What does school wit mean?
I have no idea.
So, like, the thing I am thinking, like, at first I was thinking, like, is school withdrawal notice? But then, like, why would they assign that to all of the students?
Yeah.
And considering this is a brand new school.
Right.
So I wonder, like, school wit. What else could that be? Or unless that's like a weird translation thing.
Or she's like withdrawing from the dance thing? I don't know.
But why would they address that to all students?
Oh, they wouldn't. You're right.
Because the thing is, dear students.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to have some sort of school drama.
Yes.
Because it's Love Live, of course.
Right.
So I wonder. I mean, the other thing is that could just be a red herring.
Yes.
So it's very interesting. I'm real curious to see how the Chisato route goes, because obviously I think she's gonna do this competition and presumably figure out that she wants to do dancing with the girls.
Yeah.
And that leads her to joining the group and everything.
That's my guess, yeah.
So we'll see that. And then eventually we have to figure out how Ren's going to join up. Surprisingly absent from this episode.
Yeah, I don't know how that worked out, but I mean,
if there's a school thing, maybe she joins up because they want to save the school, and she also does because it's tied to her mom.
oh yeah, maybe.
So that's a possibility. Either way, we got some plot lines moving forward. That
We've got some build up happening.
we have
here.
some build up. We got some drama happening.
Dramalama.
Dramalama. So yeah, interesting things I think that came out of this episode. I'm real curious to see how they or where they go essentially.
It went very quickly for me.
It did. That episode zoomed by.
It felt very short.
Let's talk about notes and trivia for this week. The NHKE broadcast exclusive end card for this week was of Sunny Passion.
Whoa.
The digital calendar on Chisato's phone indicates that the anime takes place in the year 2021.
Okay.
Callbacks to the previous Love Live series. The Rainbow Bridge was seen during the ferry scene. It is a prominent landmark in Tokyo and is often shown in Nijigasaki-related media, and it can also be seen in the PV of Muse's third single, Natsuro Igao de 1-2 Jump. The perspective shot of Sumire blowing Cuckoo... I guess she blew her kiss. That's what this is saying, not kissing her. But I guess you could take it either way. Call it
Yeah, I
however
mean,
you want.
I thought she just like blew at her.
The perspective shot of Sumire blowing Cuckoo's cheek to win the thumb wrestling is similar to Umi kissing Hanuka on the cheek in the 13th chapter of the School Idol Project manga.
All right.
And then continuity notes, Kanon broker promised to never tell about Sumire's isopod, in which she secretly told Cuckoo about.
That is true.
How dare her. So yes, next time we will be discussing season 1, episode number 6. It's called I Saw a Dream. However, we will be talking about that episode in 2 weeks. Because the Paralympics are next week, and they will be interrupting Love Live Superstar airing on NHK. So, but I'm fairly sure that's only just a week off, not 2 weeks like it was with the actual Olympics. So we'll rejoin this in 2 weeks. So next week we'll discuss whatever episode of Inuyasha we need to talk about, which let's take a quick glance at what episode of Inuyasha we're going to talk about. Inuyasha. Okay, number 29. What does that relate to? Oh yeah, Sango's suffering in Kohaku's life because Sango's brother comes back.
The brother.
The brother.
The brother's back.
So there you go. We'll talk about that next week, and then whatever this dream is in 2 weeks, where we'll presumably get the conclusion of this beach arc. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. Who knows?
Who knows? So yeah, that's our schedule moving forward for the next 2 weeks. But there you go. However, that's going to do it for this week's episode. If you'd like more from us, head on over to seasonalanimecheckup.com or sac.cool, where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like the Seasonal Anime Checkup. You can also find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Anladium, go to anladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. You can follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Anime Checkup. And you can buy our books, One Shining Moment, a critical analysis of Love Live, Sunshine, and Hot Tubs and Pac-Man on Amazon.com. So join us next week for some more Inuyasha, and in 2 weeks for some more Love Live Superstar.
Yay.